morning, everyone. It is such a beautiful morning. Oh, I'm up and running. Got my coffee in my hand. Mm, had a shower. That always feels good when you have a shower early in the morning. And today, food bank call number 2. This is Thursday, and so I'm going to go to the second food bank hall. And then tonight, remember that community meal on Thursdays? I'm going to head over to the community meal on Thursday to pick up my meal, and we'll see what we get this week. Okay. Um, while I was at the food bank yesterday, they handed me another location, information for another location to pick up like personal supplies that you would need, like soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes, deodorant, that kind of stuff. And they do, and that particular place does it once a month, every third week. Okay. And so I have it, the information in my purse, and I'm going to put it on my refrigerator to remind myself. Um, but that's the kind of community that I live in, and I'm so blessed to live in a community like that. Um, that's why I tell people who are asking me, about their own area. I tell them that make it like one of your jobs, okay, one of your tasks to call around to the different churches in your community and see what they have or where they can direct you to find what you need. Um, because I know that the church that I'm affiliated with, um, it is part of like their mission is to serve the community that they live in. And I know that the churches in my area that that is part of their missions. And so in doing that, it is part of their job to answer your questions. And so if you get on the phones, start asking around, you will be able to find what you need. All right. And what I used to do when I worked in home health care is this: I used to tell people that I work for, the seniors, my neighbors waving at me, um, the seniors in my area, I used to explain to them that it's a mental thing, all right, um, that I have done for myself is that once I retired, my new job was to look for ways that the benefits that I worked all my life for, um, that I now qualify for, it is my job to find those benefits whenever it is appropriate for me to use them, and and use them. Okay. So some people were on the Spice. Spice likes to chew on these. Leave it. He likes to chew on the acorns. He doesn't eat them, but he likes that crunch, and then he spits it out. But stop it. But the acorns are toxic to dogs. And so that's why I'm out here. Sometimes at some points in the year, I can leave him out in the yard and not have a problem leaving him out in the yard to run around and play. All right. But there are certain times of the year that I don't do that. When the locusts, the acacias, when they are in season, he will gorge himself on acacias and make himself sick. Okay? Are acacias toxic to dogs? No. But they can make themselves sick from eating too many of them. Okay? They can do that. And he will do it in a heartbeat. The other time of the year is when the acorns are falling. When the acorns are falling, he likes to crunch them and they're toxic to him. Like I said, he doesn't eat them, but the fact that he crunches them and they get on his tongue, I'm afraid he's swallowing little pieces of it. And so I have to force him to leave them. Anyway, so back to what I was talking about. So I would work with the seniors, but I would also counsel others that are in the, like for instance, one place I worked was a senior living apartment complex. I would counsel others in the apartment complex while I was off the clock. And one of the things that I would talk to them about was, instead of the mentality of, I've worked hard all my life, I need to sit back and relax and enjoy myself. That's all fine and dandy. And yes, you should. But if you qualify to go to the food bank, and it would save you money on your pension so that you can use that money to go and do other things, or to take a trip maybe once or twice a year, um, then by all means go to the food bank. Use the food that would otherwise be thrown away. And I would talk to them about that. Another thing I would talk to them about is that if you are having difficulty doing things in your house, such as cleaning, sweeping, mopping, cleaning your house, cleaning the toilets, cleaning the showers, getting in and out of the showers, um, any of those things, those are tasks that a home health care provider can help you with or do for you if you're incapable of doing it. And so, in most states here in the United States, you would qualify for a home health care provider. All you have to do is call 211 and get in touch with um, either Adult Protective Services, or I'm trying to think of the other place that you can. But mainly Adult Protective Services will help you. All right. That's what they're there for. That is their job. And so, and you can call them yourself. It doesn't have to be somebody calling on your behalf. You can do it. And so I encouraged people to do that, to call and let them know, hey, because it's a benefit that you have worked all your life for. All you have to do is make the call and ask for that benefit. You're not asking for a handout, you are asking for a benefit that the state provides because you have worked so hard all your life here in the United States. You might as well call and get the benefit. And so, if you are on a below a certain income, you can qualify to have a home health care provider come out if you need one. Now, on top of that, I'm going to tell you this. Once you get that home health care provider, part of her job, or his job, because it can be a man or a woman, part of their job is to go to the food bank for you. Yeah, they can take that trip to the food bank. They generally have permission to go one run for you a week. Okay? And so I tell people that have home health care providers that if you can go to the food pantry once a week, like you can here, then to each food bank. So it's actually 2 trips, then you can either decide, okay, you can either decide one or the other. You can ask the provider if they would go to both. All right. And on top of it, this is another thing that I told them, all right? Let your provider know that if they too are on low income, because they're providers don't get paid much at all. And so if you do in fact are on low income, then while they're there picking up for their patient, they can also pick up for themselves. Yeah. Since they're already there, just pick 2 up. And the pantry does allow you to pick 2 for 2 people. And that's the reason, is because a lot of times people are picking up for somebody who's a senior in our community who can't get out. So they will be picking up for themselves and the senior that they are providing services for. So they do allow that. Or they're picking up for a family member, a mom, a dad, and themselves. So those are kinds of things that I used to recommend to seniors in our area, especially during COVID. And anyway, now I'm recommending to you people out there that if you are struggling, if you're having a difficult time making ends meet, or you want to, you're a senior, you want to get help, you want to reduce your expenses in order to be able to afford to do other things that are give you a little bit of fun, all right, then by all means, get in contact with your local food bank. And how you do that? Well, there is a website. I'm going to look it up and post it down below in the description. But another quick way is to just do a Google search of churches in your area, find the local churches and start making phone calls. Who knows, you might find a friend. Okay, you might find somebody who's willing to help you, okay, and is friendly. And there's nothing wrong with that, people. There's nothing wrong with going to your local food bank. You are actually saving all of that food. You're saving some of that food from actually hitting the trash cans and going to waste. That's what you're doing. Because oftentimes the food from the food bank that is not given out will be ending up in 2 places. Either a dumpster, because when you go to the food bank, if you look around, you're going to find a dumpster. Okay? It'll either end up in that dumpster, or it'll go to local farmers in the area, especially the produce, to feed their animals, so it doesn't go to the landfill. But oftentimes you'll find that some of the stuff at the food bank is going into the dumpster. Now, I haven't seen it at my food banks, all right, but I have seen it on videos. I have seen it on videos. And so go to the food bank. Save some food from ending up in the landfill. And let me tell you, some of the food that you get from there, some of those food banks, are food that you probably couldn't afford. I know, let me take that back. I'm presuming that you couldn't afford it. Some of the food that you can get from the food banks are things that I could not afford. Okay? Like salmon that is in a pinwheel. All right? That was so good, people. That pinwheel salmon, stuffed salmon, it was stuffed crab meat, salmon rolled in a pinwheel. And, oh my God, it was the bomb. Okay, it was good. And so, guys, please, 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 um, head over to the food bank. If you're capable and able, contact the food bank and volunteer there. And then all volunteers get a box. I know that I have the application on one of the food banks that I go to so I can go and volunteer. And I just keep forgetting. I'm going to put it, I have it filled out. I'm going to put it in my purse. And I'm going to turn it in next week. When I tell myself on video that I'm going to do something, then I have to do it, okay? So I'm going to turn it in next week. And I may be volunteering down there. What I would like to do is volunteer down there and show you guys some of the video footage of me volunteering. I'm not particularly going to take pictures of anyone else who's working in there, but myself, and show you some behind the scenes of what goes on in this particular food bank. Okay. But I'm going to talk to the person that runs it first, to make sure it's okay with them that I do a little footage of a particular job that I've already discussed with someone up at the food bank about doing, and that is sorting the produce. I think it would be a cool job to sort the produce. Anyways, that's my morning message. I'm getting ready to go to the second food bank today, and we're going to see what the second food bank brings me this week. This food bank is the one that you get like a lot of produce at. And so I'm excited about this one. Now, part of the stuff that I got yesterday will be going to other families. All right. And so just know that, like, I don't like garbanzo beans. Here's the funny thing, okay? I love hummus, but I don't like garbanzo beans. All right. And so I might keep one can of the garbanzo beans just to see if I can make my own hummus. That would be cool. And if I can make my own hummus, which is a dip that I enjoy, if I can make my own hummus, then I might start keeping my garbanzo beans to make hummus with. But as far as I have given away all the garbanzo beans that I got from the food bank except for this yesterday's. All right. We'll see if I get the desire. In Spanish it's called ganas, okay? If I get the ganas to make some hummus for myself, okay? Oh, excuse me. Anyway, y'all be blessed because I know I'm blessed.